Yeah. Eight. Yeah.
So.
Sure. Yeah, bro. Yeah. I got it.
Take 3 hours.
I had a lot of great. What? I found it on my actually eight, but Nah, I ain't that cool. Yeah, we took that time. I mean, you get somebody a rocket there.
Yes,
You're taking Mr. Good. He ain't. I turned the fan on medium. He's going inside of us. Yeah. Gotta watch out. Hey. Josh, just stick your nose. You ate a bug?
Like on purpose?
Oh, bug. Thank you.
I heard these are
Brandon's
good
not feeding me today. I guess I got he's just here fucking roach. One.
No, we were actually like.
Hello, y'all. Early. You can really turn around. Yeah, Let's Go Carl podcast? Yeah. Yeah, but then you gotta go to the sponsor. You might just. Yeah. Because no one else knows that. I mean, I could be like Stevie and not show up. You ready? Yeah. Welcome to the Let's Go Carl podcast. I'm Loud Carl. Usually he goes and I go last. It's alright, let's go.
Okay. We got our guest here, Mr. Daniel Bowman, driver of number 46 V8 Warrior. Zach came up with the name.
Yeah, Zach came up with your Carl name.
Yeah.
Wild hair Carl, man.
Oh yeah. Every time I even see you get out of the race car, you have
every time you come out, your damn hair's everywhere.
Your hair's everywhere, like you just been electrocuted right before you get out. Yeah.
So let's go ahead. All right, let's take some sponsors. You gotta thank RCP America. You gotta thank Candace Keeley. You gotta thank Brad Reynolds. You gotta thank Barker Motorsports. And we also gotta thank our new sponsor, Megan's Freshies. Check them out. We'll have them online. You can buy them. Thanks to her. Now,
Tuesday.
oh, hey, that guy. I hate you. We'll give him a little shout out.
He come on here, so
Yeah, he came on.
he gets a couple of gratuity.
Right.
I guess.
But you got your notes.
There you go.
Let's go ahead and get in this sketch right here, man.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself. What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, Ruskin.
Yeah. No, get different every above.
All right. So as I said, we raced at a V8 Warrior. Where all do you race at? And what have you raced in the past?
I ran for the Outlaw 40 now.
I've seen videos of back in the day where mini stocks are mini stock. Nice.
Early down.
Yeah.
And I ran go-kart for a while. A long time off.
I'll stay out of East Bay.
I run each day. Ran a little bit of injury.
How long have you been in this racing doing?
My whole life. Just since we built the body here.
Why? What made you want to race? Daddy race.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him win a lot.
Yeah.
Made for a little bit.
Right.
Always be.
Yeah. The sound sucks, Josh. Turn it up on your good. You done messing with it, baby? Yo.
Maybe his.
Yeah. They put it on the TV. Your TV sucks, Dad. Get it together.
Blame those guys.
Yeah, you gotta speak loud like me, as always.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we'll get back to it. I mean, what? So they call the bomber, bomber, and they call the V8 Warriors, V8 Warriors. What was there any other names they used to call the bombers back in the day, or would you rather have it a different name?
I mean, do you like the Gladiator name now, or maybe like Hornets or Bang Bangers, or?
Well, there's so many different ones. I mean, you got hot shot.
Yeah.
You got scramblers, right? They're the same thing. They call them mini stocks, but it's on asphalt. I mean, there's such a wide variety, and it's all the same. You know.
What do you prefer? Like
I just call them front wheel drive cars. It's normally what I refer to them. You know,
right.
4-cylinder front wheel drive. That's the best way to describe it to somebody, other than saying a Gladiator. You know, I've seen gladiators way back called, and they were like, "Well, right now, do it movie."
Right.
Yeah. And these dirt robbers back in the day, it's still confused. Yeah.
Right.
Front-wheel drive four-cylinder.
I'm gonna go off topic. Did driving a bomber make you a better driver than a V8 Warrior? What's the difference?
It's no comparison. I mean, it's totally different world. I think driving the mini stock when I first started is what's helped me so much.
Now, did you race a Pinto or a Mustang?
It was a Pinto. It was built, I believe it was Scotty Williams back when it was 98.
Could have been cheap.
No, it could have been, but I doubt it. What we had, I mean, we barely afford to race back then, much less cheap.
Right.
I mean, other than some tires back then, but back then everybody was doing that.
Right.
All right, so what's your car number and why'd you pick it? And we've seen it. There's a few cars with that same number out. If you want to get into that a little bit, but why'd you pick your number?
Yeah, it's a family thing. I mean, back when they first started, I believe my grandpa had 45 for a while. My dad started in a 3. And, they gravitated towards the 46 because they had the 45, 46, and whole bunch they raced with. And, they just kept from there. Family tradition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we kind of discussed it a little bit before the show, but what's the time you was the most upset of the driver?
Oh man, there's been a few. When I was younger, I'd get a lot madder, but
You used to fight back in the day?
no, I used to argue. I was too young to fight. Everybody knew they'd go to jail because I was young. I was 14 then. It was a lot easier to run your mouth.
Yeah.
So yeah, we used to bump and run and piss a lot of people off. I even believe way back then Jeff Conley would even come down and chat with me about
Right.
few people.
Do you have like a rival?
No. Maybe my brother, but that's about it. Yeah. If y'all ever see us race together, it's no kids, I promise. We're out there. We can't let each other beat us.
Right.
I can't let them beat me.
It's bragging rights.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Because you're going to see it, you're going to hear it all the time.
Yep.
It ain't like, oh yeah, I beat Joe Brown up in Georgia,
Yeah.
Did you ever have a moment like with the Bush brothers where they wrecked each other and Thanksgiving comes around and the mom's gonna sit them down and talk to them?
No, I don't think we really got aggressive with each other. I mean, we've always ran pretty clean. We just don't give none.
Would you take him out for a street stock win or a V8 Warrior win?
Man, I'd say it'd be a rough race, but I wouldn't wreck it.
I'd wreck him.
It depends on how much the paycheck is.
Okay. Now we're thinking. Because I don't care. I'll take my mama out.
Yeah, it's a couple hundred, probably not. You'd rather not have that on us than the job.
Right.
So what's about your favorite memory?
Oh man.
There could be a couple now. You can fucking.
Yeah. I ran first ever sitting in a go-kart with his dad, and it was a Thursday night, and he asked if I wanted to drive it, so I helped out for a few weeks. I was like, yeah, I'll drive.
He forgot all about that?
Yeah, he told me that there Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, man, I'll never forget it,
I didn't even realize how many people he actually helped and actually,
Oh, yeah.
helped out.
Yeah, man, it went further than just that. At the track, if you needed something or he realized you were struggling, he would come over and hit me, hey man, you need it, like he told Billy that one night, you need a motor, man.
Yeah.
And, you don't believe it because you're new,
Yeah.
But it just shows, you can have 5 motors come from the same place and one's going to be different.
Right.
Yeah, that's time. And my first mini stock win. And then when we started in Gladiator, Dad was all, telling me, Robert, wearing me out, because you cheap so much stuff. And I was building a stock car. I just wanted to see how it was. And we went out and led every lap of the first race and lost by the last 10 feet, I think it was. and won the next night, and we won 8 that year in the championship first time out.
What can you do to them cars? Like, can you really do anything?
You can, but I honestly believe the more you do, the slower you're gonna do it.
Right.
Like it's if the car is straight and stop, I mean it's gonna be fast as long as everything's brand new.
I mean, I've heard people taking shots apart and putting stuff
you
in
can.
them.
I mean, of course, driver preference.
Right.
You know, a driver that's not gonna change the way of driving for the track, that would help them, instead of trying to get the driver to change.
Right.
Yeah. I never needed it.
Because you're a badass.
Yeah.
See? Two badasses on the show right
Does he also drive a late model?
Huh?
Does he also drive a late
No,
model?
we got about the same motor though.
See? Got the same motor. Got them crates. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's a bragging point.
Where's yours at?
Somewhere in that area. I guess.
Somewhere.
It's over there, and
Yeah.
over there.
I mean, so I asked this to everybody. Your first, I mean, did you run the Budweiser back in the day?
Yeah. I got.
So you ran against Dixon, you ran against, Burroughs.
Yep. Scotty Williams.
Right.
And Tag Rose.
How-
Cecil was back then.
You've been racing for a while,
Peacock.
and I'm gonna ask you this: from racing back then when you first started till now, what has changed?
Oh, absolutely everything. I mean, we had to have a stock front crossmember and pretty much stock rear suspension.
Yeah.
If it was leaf, most of it back then was leaf.
Well,
It wasn't even full.
I heard my dad was saying, if you find a certain set of leaf springs that work, you keep them.
You could buy you buy 6 new springs, and you're gonna have 2 that work better than all.
Right.
Yeah. But it was his stock stuff instead of now you could buy a late model chassis, cut 6 inches off, and you got one for it.
Right.
So that's a big difference.
So you basically, a lot of people say, driving them shit boxes basically back in the day definitely made you a better driver till today.
Oh yeah, I hear it a lot smoother now, but I was back then. We were running that, and it was rough all the time. It always felt rough.
Did they even have quickener on them things?
Yeah, we had quickener, but we didn't run power steering. It was a manual rack with a quickener, which a quickener makes it harder to steer even.
Right.
But they were hard to drive. And then I drove a limited late model back then one time at practice, and I couldn't look back. Big tired, pull over car. That thing was a dream.
Right.
That small tire, stock suspension, loop things.
I mean, I heard back in the day, my dad, them Budweiser races and our local race, there's 20 to 25.
You had to make it.
Yeah, that's what he said. Sometimes if you had to run a C and you won the last chance race, he'll take his $500 and go home.
When I started, I had a stock Mustang 90 model.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it wasn't what they had at all. We had a junkyard motor just put inside turn out. Most nights I only got to run it back then because the car wasn't fast enough to make it. Yeah, so I remember my first time getting that car to finish on the lead lap, and I was like, that was something. And then my mom and stepdad went and pulled in the yard one day with Chris Livenoy, and that was my car then. And after that, I was fast, but I'd wreck a lot.
Right.
And I remember 5 weeks we went through 4 radiators.
Dang, bud.
Bad. and I was just young, not knowing how to calm down.
Right.
You gotta get calm.
So you definitely was rough on the foot back in the day.
Bad. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few of them. Jimmy Waldrop I got a wreck with him on back there one night. He was real pissed because I don't think that it was the situation. It was just that it happened a lot with other people.
Right.
And that's what I was known for back then. And I had even Rich Livenoy. He talked me through a bunch of stuff. Back then how to calm down. And I really never got it.
Was Smells back in the day in that class?
No, he was late model.
Late model back in the day.
Yeah.
Peacock, Dixon. That's a good.
Yeah, it was
It's a good stout
I mean,
field.
you had Rusty Dixon for a little while. I mean, there's a lot of people in there. I mean, we had 35 cars a night and just that.
It's insane.
Flat. Yeah. What does it have now? About 6, 7.
Yeah, that's
mostly, Like consecutive.
Well, it's because the racing changed, man. The world changed, and
Oh,
everything's more expensive now. I mean, to buy aluminum's $112.
Yeah. Imagine though, they say it changed, like it's a late model now. But imagine what it costs to build a Pinto like that now.
Right.
Just to find the stuff. You
could.
You had to get aftermarket parts in there, and then you might as well buy your white off and run full.
Right.
And nothing's different. Yeah.
Well, now they put 9 floating, 9
Yeah, they're running 9 floaters. Yeah. Which back in the day, we had to have an 8-inch.
My car,
my
car was 8-inch only.
Yeah.
That's it. It had a heavy flywheel. I didn't run no 8 pounds.
Hard to find parts.
Yeah.
Very good.
Right. The 9.
Well, that's like the Warrior I have now. We run a 7.5 with automatic because it's the easiest to find stuff.
Right.
It's not as strong and durable, but I mean, we're not deep pockets.
What did you prefer in the Bomber? Did you prefer a manual or automatic?
It honestly depended on the track size of it. Because you could take an automatic and go to like the bull ring, and you're going to be fast. Where a standard at East Bay is going to beat that all day.
Right.
Or like Volusia, I went over there and I wished I had an automatic just to gear ratio.
Right.
Which a lot of people don't realize is you got 2 of the same cars in that style racing and 2 totally different gear sets.
Right.
So you're gonna, why ain't I as fast as it?
Right.
Really, how would you know unless you really did research?
Right.
You know.
So, this is my question all the time. I hate window nets. Point blank. Do you run one? Do you like them?
I didn't run one until Steve told me I had to have it. And
that's the only time I put one in.
That's the only reason it's in there. I don't like it. I think it's a vision hazard more than it's a safety feature.
Thank you.
Someone
agrees with me.
Yeah. I mean, honest, how often do you see a window net stop?
Well, they have to be mounted properly too. A lot of people, I mean, I've seen them put in with like zip ties.
Yeah, they got to be in. When you run it, it's definitely got to be in the right.
I remember when we put mine in my car, we had it where everything was kind of tight, but there was play in the window net. My dad was like, "No, we got to change that. It's got to be where you're struggling to put it up."
Yeah, you don't want
my
distraction.
My thing was getting out of the car.
Yeah.
Because half the time that window that's tight, you got to have one of your crew guys, lift it up. Nah, I'd rather just get out.
Right.
Yeah, there's a point to that. I have seen guys where the bar get bent and they can't get the window net down.
Or it catches in the seat. And
yeah.
When you got your helmet on, you can't even see that. You're halfway out, and then you're stuck. It's got a rod.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And I see it that way too. Or I see more often they fall down while they're racing and get tangled in the driver. Yeah.
Right. Well, the half window net, like the little halfies they used to run in the go-kart.
Yeah, like a sprint car.
Yeah. Now that I think I could do. Yeah. But even, that's not stopping anything either.
No.
It's so small.
That's just purposely getting by the rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not going to It's not keeping your arms in or nothing.
I just think it's more visual.
It's just,
I'd rather see out that window and know someone's right there than drive down on them, wreck me, and who knows up.
Right. Touche. What's your dream class?
Dream class?
Dream.
I would love to do it.
What kind of sprint car though? Like a 410, 360?
It wouldn't matter. I could put a crate motor on, man.
I'll be happy.
I don't care.
You hear that, Josh? Crate motor drive.
Either way. I'd like a non-wing, but that's fine with me.
Now, what's your racetrack you would love to race at for? Now, you can have a couple, because to me, you got to have a couple.
Yeah.
Favorite
How can
racetrack?
you just pick one? I mean, I'd have 3. It'd be Knoxville for one, because, I mean, why not?
Yeah, just let her hang.
Yeah. And then Eldora, of course, just because of the history at Tony's put into place alone. She
I don't
don't
know who
like
that
it.
was. I
She
don't want to say
want
that.
Oh.
No, she's not for a sprint car. Rather have me in a body car.
We'll just not tell her when that happens.
Right.
We'll send her a video after.
After the race.
Yeah, yeah.
So, hey, that's how it is.
So Knoxville, Eldora.
And then the dirt track Charlotte.
Oh. Hell yeah. I'm going to try to go to Charlotte next year. For a 602, that thing's pretty cool.
I'd love to. I mean, if someone would fund it,
I wouldn't even.
I'd be going.
Here's my thing.
No problem.
I don't care if I qualify the last spot and barely make the show. Guess what? I made the show at Charlotte.
Hey, just to run that, even.
Yeah.
How happy is the text sticker?
Yeah. I'll be taking a selfie of that thing.
Yeah. That's tech in Charlotte.
So, Josh, you got a favorite racetrack you want to race at?
Man, it's like you said, you can't just pick one. I mean,
Give me 3.
Well, I would, of course, Eldora.
Okay. Eldor for everybody.
Eldora for everybody. I think everybody wants to run Eldora. I'm trying to think of more of a off the wall. I think if you was to do a sprint car, I think something like Kokomo or one of them quarter-mile bull rings.
Cedar Lake.
Yeah, Cedar Lake. Skagit. That
Yeah.
looks like a fun track.
I-55. That's a little bull ring.
Yeah.
My go-to when I hear we're all a sprint car is $7. I mean, because that's the first track you picked on the 2002 We're Outlaws game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a badass racetrack.
Yeah, how many times? Them tracks, man. That's our childhood.
Yeah.
In the game.
Just a fun drive.
Yeah.
Zach,
I honestly, you talking about going and racing somewhere. I'd love to race in Australia. I mean, they have some awesome tracks. No, they run dirt tracks and all that.
dude, we have
Sprint cars.
They sit on the other side of their weight
The whole
also.
thing.
we have a buddy.
Yeah, they do this.
The super saloons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a buddy that's from Ireland, and he they race the other way, and their cars compared to our cars look like bombers on steroids.
Yeah.
Their cages go all the way around their wheels like a bumper car.
Yeah.
And they tear some shit up.
Yeah. Part of it. Yeah.
And don't take a nice car, paint it, and just destroy that thing.
There's tracks that they got dog leg in the back straightaway. You know, it's like a fifth turn. And it's crazy. There's a lot of weird stuff, but it's fun. And watch some sprint car guys. You know, they get busy.
So your favorite class to watch is sprint car?
Yeah.
I mean, mine right now.
That's a good class to watch.
It's not.
It's exciting.
It is.
And a
I
split
can't.
second,
He just doesn't understand it because he thinks it's like watching paint dry.
The only problem with sprint
Because
cars.
there's no. He doesn't like that. There's no beating and banging going on.
There's no push to start.
You can't lean on
There
no one.
was when, like, early 2000s, you might have been really little, but
I
they
probably was-
beat and bang back then, bro. Like, hey, I remember times Greg Blair, he wouldn't give some people an opportunity to
Right.
get him back. You know, he'd go ahead and feed the right rear and move on. I mean, I've seen it. Like, that's what made me a sprint car fan. Early 2000s, late 90s, them guys, man, Sport Owl, and, King Adams.
My thing is, you can't
They
go in
got
there and
busy.
do a door slam. You can't go in there beating the right rear.
You
could,
can.
You're gonna be over-
You gotta sling it just
You're gonna
right
be
for that
over
guy
and
to
over.
get in.
They have Nerf bars. They just are small. Technically, they could just bounce off each other. But
It's fun, man. Fun to watch. I think it'd be a blast to be able, especially if we sprint car driver.
So, what is your favorite driver hero? It could be a local, it could be anybody.
except Brandon Reed, they can't do anything.
Well,
Brian Nix. All right, end of the show.
there's a few there too. When I was younger, that's Doug Horton.
Yeah.
I said that. And then I was Kyle Busch there, of course.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we found out our dog Dexter's not a Kyle Busch fan.
No?
He was watching the church race with my dad yesterday, and Kyle took the lead on the last lap. Dude, that dog growled and looked away from the TV.
You're somebody when they call.
Yeah. Who's your favorite sprint car driver?
Greg Little, no doubt.
Dang.
But I had a bunch of those too. Like I said, you got Sport out, Kenny Adams, Sammy Rodriguez. So many good football guys.
What about your dad?
Well, he never really football.
Oh, is he your hero?
Well, yeah. I mean, no, we won quite a bit. I think he won 43 features in the season.
Well, back in the day, y'all used to race every
Friday
weekend.
and Saturday. Every Friday, Saturday.
That's a lot of racing.
Yeah, that's the one for me.
Yeah.
So back,
We run Ocala on Friday and they run Tuesday on Saturday.
how long would a set of tires last?
Today?
No, back in the day.
Oh, back in the day, man, they did a while out of it. They run Tile City Repair.
Uh-huh.
They get quite a while. But, I mean, just like today, you know what that is.
Right.
I mean, you have one race old tire that's going to have an edge on it. It's still going to be in your head, you know, man, it's ain't new no more.
Yeah,
A new tire will take you a long way.
My thing on late models, I don't care about anything else besides the right rear. If I got a new right rear, let's have something to get it.
Yeah.
Yup, corner.
I'd say my left rear, or actually a right front, I've noticed lately, it takes a beating. Even on a taxi track, it wears on the right front. That's what you want.
I mean, even your V8 Warrior is not. Is it as up to date as the regular V8 Warrior, or are you like missing some
No.
things that you could?
There are a ton of better cars than mine.
Borderline street style.
Borderline. I mean, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one we're building, and when it's
Not a
done,
fight,
then well, yeah,
When it's done, it's going to be almost a straight stock.
it's gonna be right there. You know, stock.
That's crazy.
Well, we got Greg Leonard watching now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
They
watching.
mentioned him and
Heard his name.
You
Yeah.
talked about him and he joined.
And I got pictures of us handing candy out and stuff back in the day. It was happy. There was one night he climbed in my car, just messing around. And I was like, dude, I'll take the suit off.
Drive it, Greg. Just
Go
drive
for
it.
And I wouldn't do that normally, you know. I was racing.
I-
He did.
I talked to my dad a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "What we on a sprint car?" He goes, "Oh, Greg Leonard."
Yeah.
Greg Leonard, that's a badass.
Man, they had that crew back then, man. And it was unstoppable, yeah.
Well,
I've seen it spin out, you know, about gaining position.
right. What are you doing, bro?
I'm writing this down. My phone's slowly dying.
Oh,
You didn't charge it?
Oh, where was I writing?
Man, you're so unprepared. You are, Brandon.
so this is a two-part
And Greg
question.
says talking shit about me out here.
No, it's all good
These
words
are all good things.
from everybody. You're just washed up now.
Hey, now that's talking shit.
Now I'm talking shit. So here's a two-part. We like to ask if there's any rules you'd like to change. So with the gladiators, bombers, is there any rules you would like to change to make it cheaper, make it better, make it faster?
No, I don't think. I think they're the rules that are actually set. Now, I have read through the rule book of both of those classes, and there's some contradicting things where they say you can't, and then later on in the book they say you can. I would like that clarified and go by the book.
Right.
You know, it bugs me to see someone do good, especially some first timers, and then they get in there and they're thrown out for something dumb that wasn't in the book.
Correct.
You know, or where some favorite gets in there and they're protected, you know, and it's like the book don't even matter.
Correct.
You know, just if you're gonna have a rule book, let's go by it. You know?
That's
And
the
if
thing.
you're gonna use the station rules like I believe you guys run the cruiser, yeah,
Great racing USA.
you know, let's go by that book.
Listen, they're
Not your feeling.
they're strict. I mean, the late models when we run the cruise rules are strict. I mean, when I first ran it, we went through tech. They scanned the motor. They looked at the motor. They look at the important stuff: motor, shocks. Make sure everything's right, deck height, everything.
Yeah, they checked my car down for the Warriors, the hobby stocker.
Right.
And they did great. They marked the carburetor, make sure we didn't change it. They marked our seals. They checked the deck height on it.
Yeah.
Even because the rule book I chose had that, so they checked that. They went over a few things with me, and I mean that was an experience. Then I stayed after late and watched them text the kid that won it. And man, I tell you, they took the carburetor off the car. They took oil, fuel samples, tire samples. They checked. They had them pull the arms off of the back, checking bushings. They've had them do the same in the front. Like they checked that car, but he did it by the rule book. He didn't bother with something if it wasn't in the rule book. Or, I mean, it's you know, that's your gray area. Use it. But that's how they did it. They did it by the rules. They went rule by rule and checked it off. And that's how a tech should be on a big race.
Yeah.
You know, I know you can't do that instead of a local night, but you need to, you know, choose a few things that are in the book and do them.
I mean,
flashlight and say you're good to go.
no, it's
There are some nights that it's a rush program.
Right.
And, like a local, just regular show, that does need to be done. You know, weigh us, check something here, tire there, and let us get out of there for, you know, maybe a big show that's
Right, that's coming up behind.
But other than that, no, yeah, exactly. Check a few things, make sure they're right, and then send them on. Or
right.
throw them out.
You know, like main things, little bullshit. You know where the motor sits. Check your shocks. Make sure you know if they're steel, whatever you need. Make sure you don't have trailer valves in them.
Yeah.
They have the basketball needle and stuff like that.
Right.
But a lot of times I get mad when they just go, "Okay, you're good." No, because when I won last week, you went through my damn car.
Right.
Because he won. No, we're going. But that's everywhere though. I noticed it's not just one place. It's everywhere you go.
Yeah. And I know it's hard to set that rule book, and you're gonna have to make changes.
Right.
You're not gonna, you know,
The damn UMPs change their damn rules every year.
You're gonna have to because you're gonna find a flaw where that don't work.
Right.
You gotta change it, but you can't just add something and not take out what, because now it contradicts. And a lot of these rule books today, but not just in any particular track, just a lot of sanctioned rule books, even some of their contradict each other.
See, that's what I like about. I mean, even the street
Just
soccer.
puts it down. You know, it's
Right.
like, can I or can't I do that? And it's so something so simple. It's like, man, I don't want to, and then get thrown out.
Right.
Like just with ours, I built a dashboard in it, and I was so worried about how far or what I could do.
Yeah.
You know, and the rule book didn't state, it said dashboard, and it says deck and rear driving. Well, that's what I did, and then there's still questions. But I could see it. The contours of the car, it does slope.
Right.
You know, but to defeat all of them, I took it out.
Right.
Run without it.
So the thing I noticed once he can say this too, street socks, late models. When we go by tour rules, it is what it is.
Right.
Like I don't care if you go from Florida to Georgia. If it's cruise rules, your car's going fast.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, and that kind of sucks, you know, for certain classes that, okay, you're going to run East Bay rules, we're going to run All Tech rules. Why can't we all agree and go, here's the damn rule book for all the 5 classes?
Yeah,
you know?
Be nice. And that was like that 20,000 the win rate. That was a challenge in itself, figuring out in the whole United States, or even further, what rule book is the best rule book.
Right.
You know, that was the game. And a lot of people didn't bother. They just went with their normal, why not cruise rules? You know, because, that's the nostalgia, right?
Right.
All go to. And that was the main one picked. But like me, I picked East Bay. And I wasn't allowed aftermarket uppers, you know. I wasn't allowed certain little things here and there.
Right.
Which would have helped me a little bit. But after the end of it, getting wrecked out.
Right.
But, there was other guys that didn't know, and they just choose Henry County rules, and they're under rules. So.
And you got to really read the fine print too, because a lot of classes, you got a containment seat, that's pounds off.
Right.
You're wearing a Honda by its high pounds off.
Right.
You know, to me, it don't really matter because I'm so damn big and the lay ball's so damn heavy. It don't really matter.
We got to weigh 32, I think, and I weigh almost 35.
Yeah.
So weight's no.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing to me. I'm not gonna take it off anyway. Tell me I get 50 pounds off their seat. Hell, I'm the one that still runs a still body just so I don't have to put weight in front of the flywheel.
How much weight you up there?
50.
50 pounds.
If you run aluminum body, one panel too. So like if you don't have a fender that's still, and you put aluminum, you're out there.
Is that everywhere, or is that just East Bay?
Just be fair, I believe. Yeah. Henry County has like a copy paste of each state that with a subtle differences, but it's only here. Like I don't believe it's in the hobby shop because most of them are little body cars.
Right.
But I mean, it could be like I'm not in that much football.
Right. Okay. You got anything?
No.
You got anything?
I feel like you was about to ask a question earlier about racetracks. So.
Oh yeah. My bad.
Oh yeah, where he would run.
Yeah, like any racetrack, Zach, pick one. Give me a car. Give me a car. Car.
It would be a sprint car, obviously.
410?
No, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
Almost like
Probably 360.
And you probably wouldn't. I mean, other than just the speed of it, probably.
It's the same thing.
It definitely ain't when I race it.
But it seems
If
like
you ever
it's also
ran
a little bit more
410
money too.
or
From 360 to 410, I think it'd be a little bit more money.
Track.
I don't know if I'd want a short track or a long track.
How hard do you want it to hurt when you race?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
All right, he's going to Knoxville.
We ain't even gonna make it far if I'm freaking driving.
How fast you're at. I think they're all as hard.
So,
Short
I mean, I think like Williams Grove would be pretty.
oh, that's a good one.
But it's long though.
That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, that would
I've
hurt.
always wondered if they would split hit that crossover.
I think they took it out.
Did they?
I think
It's still in the video game.
Yeah.
No.
If it's in iRacing, it's still there.
I know it's been hitting the game that I've been.
What are you doing up there?
Well, you know.
he's trying to say that people walking.
Yeah, one guy going backwards.
That guy's got 2 mirrors.
So, we asked everybody this: if you owned a racetrack, what would you do? Who would be your staff, and what kind of track service do you want? Clay.
Man, I would honestly don't think I would have one. They put up with so much crap. They really honestly do. Yeah, you just gotta put a show on, and you're gonna put up with whether it goes perfect or not. You're gonna put up with so much shit. Like
It wouldn't matter if it's a great night. You paid $10,000 each class. Someone's pissed off.
someone's mad or someone's upset.
Screw shot, guys. Oh, you got the joke.
You know,
Sorry, Josh.
and man, that's just you're praying it goes good that day. You know, we got to deal with it a little bit, but man, if something big goes wrong, you're gonna
You'll
be
be freaking out,
scrutinized. You're gonna be belittled. You know,
What's your
it's always gonna be your fault, not
Right.
what happened.
Well, to
Right.
make the
Y'all did
question a little bit easier. So a while back, we were asked if we owned a racetrack, what each of us would do. So if we opened Carl Speedway and all the Carls that ever got a Carl name come on, what would you want to do as part of the working staff there?
I mean, this guy or that guy.
I would build
A peanut stand in turn one.
a market team that could promote it enough where that would take care of everything.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then, you go on from there. You got your good guys.
That's the smartest answer I've ever heard. That's the best answer.
That is a good answer.
I mean, that's
you
like
gotta
one of the most
start
headaches, though, I think.
You gotta start there. Because what are you without marketing? Let's build a track. We've got all these employees. Let's not allow a lot of capital.
I mean, like I see a lot of places closing. We see them every week, everywhere. And
Well, Dora wouldn't be here.
no, it wouldn't be. He
That was-
cleaned that track up. But the hard thing is when you own the racetrack, cars don't show up. But then drivers bitch about pay.
Yeah.
Well, you have to show up to get a pay.
Yeah.
You don't show up with 5 cars, you're not getting this much.
That would be part of the market. Let's build enough sponsorship, pay these drivers,
Like
and then they take care of it.
like go-kart. They put on there, it's $500 to win, 10 kart minimum. We have more than 10, it goes to $1,000. You have 11 go-karts, it goes to $1,000. I mean, you can't pay $1,000 out to three late models.
No.
You just can't do
No,
it.
like, Kenny too, though. That guy stands by. He says he's gonna take something out. He takes it out. And I've seen him, and I know he's lost money in life again. Start 4 modifieds, paid $2,500, and he pays it.
It's insane.
And right there, he's lost. He lost a whole night.
But he stuck by his word.
But yeah, but most of them do. I mean, I hear it a lot, but I get the experience. Not in the state other than East Bay go kart still, but we won't go there. I don't want to bring that up.
Who was that? Was that Hoffman?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't remember her name.
Didn't that guy fall off the face of the earth or something?
Yeah, he will. Yeah, that's happened. Dude, that's happened so many times. Like it'll stab you and then disappear.
I mean,
and try to wiggle back in it.
There's a couple
I'm
people.
surprised he hasn't tried yet.
There's a couple people I know that shouldn't be at the racetrack because they might get hurt.
Yeah. Oh, there's nobody that will agree on his part.
No. I mean, I was there and it was cool. Don't get me wrong.
Fast.
But I was disappointed with the outcome and decisions that were made.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have handled it way different.
Yeah.
And I would have raced no matter what.
Well, and if I remember, because I was there too.
Find me out. I mean, I don't think it was out.
You paid the money to
He
rent
was
it.
so aggravated. You could see it. He was walking around. I mean, he was so aggravated that night that he just wanted to leave.
Well, the problem is when you take a place like East Bay Center forever, that loop on that racetrack has been used in years. But why didn't we test that sucker all day for practice?
It would have been nothing to put in.
So, and the loop is actually like 5 feet behind the checkered flag. We learned that from a sprint car race.
When they before they had the light to put up to the foot.
No, that's old, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not that
All
old.
the lights are still there. They probably just don't work.
They only put it out every once in a while, like the Budweiser race.
Did you ever win one of those?
No, I didn't. Robert Douglas spun out one night in one I was in, and man, he fit a piece of paper between us. And then we're running, and I actually was like at the 5th or so, I think, and I see all the water come outside of the car. So I pulled that fresh motor. And Robert come back and won that one. I was like, no kidding, man. It's like only if it would have hung on, who would have knew what would happen. But that was such a crazy race because it was people from the back would go to the front and they'd fall back again, and then it was so everywhere. It wasn't like your normal. All these guys are fast.
So do you agree with? See, my racing, from what I hear from everybody, the older guys, my dad. Back in the day, it was respect. Now these days, it's just. I'm gonna say it. I mean, we get kids that are just got so much damn money and have no respect for people.
I think the social media has a lot to do with it. You run your mouth real hard there and not get it caught.
Right.
Back then, they didn't have that. They had a website called Cardinal.
Yeah.
Message board. You had to wait hours to see someone's reply.
Right.
And that was the only trash talk or on the internet back then. But if you ran your mouth at the track,
I mean,
y'all were fighting.
Yeah, you did it now and got it over with.
And then you got sent home.
Well, not to mention now, if someone jumps you and you swing on it, you're going to jail or getting fined.
It's going to be a bad time anyway. It's not.
Yeah. It's not even worth it anymore to retaliate, try to get your point across.
And even with racing, if you go after someone with your car, they can go after you for a deadly weapon.
Assault.
Yeah, trying to kill them.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
I know.
Makes you want to go race at Bowman Great.
Dude, I want to go watch that one, man.
Dude,
That's
One day I wanna
It's
do
on
that
Flow
race.
every Saturday. It's pretty
watching
entertaining.
Well, I want to go like in person.
Because they don't, man, they race. And it's just, they know they could race. They know what they're going to,
right.
they know what's ahead of them.
When they tear it up, they tear it up.
I mean, what's your agreement when we discuss on, racing when you're younger till now? What's your...
Well, it's a lot more expensive now, especially since it's come out of my pocket. It's not my dad's no more.
Well, I mean that it's like, respect-wise, man. Back in the day,
Man,
I mean,
well,
rates. Now people just want to jump each other on the first lap. Free
well,
stocks.
like I especially
Gladiators.
said with the go-kart deal, that last race I was at, I remember when we were kids, man, even the kids, the young kids, were good drivers that could run right there with each other and maybe touch them and just get them out of the way a little bit.
A
But
little bit of bump and run.
nobody wrecked each other. Now it's like not even the adults know how to behave themselves.
Well,
And then you got the guy that is running 25th. Caution comes out and he's like, "Well, I'm just going to drive all the way up to 5th because I think I'm supposed to be there." And it's like, it's insane what how long them races took just because they had to stop the whole field and go, "You go, now you go."
and my thing is, the biggest thing is, respect goes a long way. Man. I don't care if you crash me 3 times, but after that, you don't crash me. You got my respect. You know, you ran hard.
Yeah.
But back in the day, we could race hard. We could beat bang and not get mad about it. Now these suckers are going to drive right through you in the first lap, like gladiators.
Yeah.
I'm just going to throw that out there because they race hard.
They hold grudges.
They hold, the gladiator hold grudges.
It's part of a lot of it. That's why I don't like it. Yeah. I don't like fixing cars.
Right.
And this year I've done it a lot. And a lot of it's my own doing.
Right.
90% of it, to be honest. And I smoked the tractor tires, then the rear end, then the front, everything up there, and that's not cheap, especially trying to buy these stock parts.
You ever heard of the cone rule?
Yeah, we have it everything.
You don't have it.
What come?
Oh, you ain't heard of the real cone
I don't
rule.
know, maybe not.
Like
So-
a NASCAR cone.
So we went to Ardendale and they put a cone on the backstretch
Oh, where you choose?
where you choose. So the guy, if top 12 wants to go to the inside, the guy on 13 can go to the outside.
Yeah,
You think we should bring that in?
yeah,
You like it?
do it. Yeah,
I like it.
yeah,
A lot of tore up shit's gonna happen.
yeah. I mean, either way, I'd like it because how many times you get stuck in the bottom when you're ripping the look,
Yeah, I feel you on that
you
one.
know? And really, a guy that got stuck outside of you, kind of probably would want to be down there. And
Right.
a lot of time it's that way. You know, you really, and then I've noticed sometimes some people try to switch, and then they hold them back and reline them up, and really it's just the driver trying to switch.
Like, I know I'm gonna drive, I'm gonna push here, so I'm just gonna go over here, you
And
know?
we're gonna try to cross over.
Yeah.
I think you get more racy out of it
What do you think?
because of that.
What do you think about the Bubba restarts?
Bubba.
Have you seen that? Where they start in the backstretch? Coming out of 2?
So they have the first light
Yeah.
that's right outside of 2, and you can fire from that light all the way up until turn 4. You have that whole area to pick up.
So literally,
like the pole painted
So
red.
it's like a third of a track start gun.
yeah. So you can literally ride, get in the middle, 3 and 4, and just go. Or
You can come right off
come
the 2.
right at 2, go.
Well, I love when you got control of the race and you're having a lot of restarts. Yeah. Start soon as you can, start late as you can, start here.
Well, restarts are bad.
Whenever you know. And yeah, to me,
You're the really
And well, that could be too because I change how I start every time I start.
Well, I think you just get thinking.
That could be it as well. Like once I'm on a track line, I can stay in that. And when caution comes out or so, you start thinking and you start looking to see who's behind you.
And you think you hear them right next to you.
Or like someone starts in the back and they got up there to you kind of quick. You're thinking, man, he's moving. He's gonna get me.
Right.
That'll mess with you and hurt you more than just trying to get back in your room.
So we'll get into this. What is your next step, Rose?
My next step is it would probably be a sprint car. I'd love to see them. I mean, there's some people that hate me, but I'd love to see crate sprint cars down here.
They are very big in Indiana.
They are. They're big up there, and I've seen them. And
They haul ass.
It's fun to watch them because they get raced. You know what I mean? It's like restrictor plate.
Dude, I think it'd be cheaper for one to buy a motor.
Right. That would be my whole. Like I have a chassis sitting out front. That would be a great car, but not a good single.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like, oh shit, let's go spend $7,000. Shit, we go race a sprint car. Put the motor in.
Yeah.
That's why I like with the crate stuff.
And I just pull the motor out of Warrior.
badass.
Wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty badass. I agree with that. I'd like to see some crazy sprint cars. That's pretty cool.
It'd be fun. I think it'd be fun down here. I think a lot of these guys would afford it, and a lot of the guys that can't afford to race them now that have them, they find it great. Man.
I mean, biggest thing is
They're reliable.
I
I think we all
we're really in the wrong state to race sprint cars. That's the problem.
Yeah, there's not enough. No matter what track you go to, if you're
What,
out
you got
of state,
something to say?
you travel.
No, I was saying
Oh, okay.
Florida is dying for races.
Yeah.
They're building neighborhoods left and right.
And it's too far to travel for out of state people.
I mean, it's just like this house is right across from our work.
Yeah.
They call and complain because we make too much noise.
We
were here first.
for us to get it out off.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I don't give a dang. I would rather go all the way to Georgia to race.
I've never raced outside of. I think first I've been in Lake City,
You don't know why?
but I really.
The respect level and the racing.
Yeah. Well, your dad and stuff we went about off there a bunch,
Right.
and there wasn't really a motor rule, but there was some respect there.
Yeah. I mean, like here, when you break, they're like, ha, that guy finally broke. Dude, when I go to Lake Mall,
Yeah, happy because I'm in the game.
yeah, why right Lake Mall anymore? I didn't even know these people. It was my first time being there. Hey man, what do you got? What kind of car? You up or low? What do you need? I was like, dude, I don't have no cash. He's like, oh man, be alright. Just pay me after tomorrow. And dude, like, this guy brought me a upper, a lower, everything.
I'll help to rebuild it.
Now that would have happened here. They're like, oh, shut.
There's
I'm glad that guy broke.
a couple guys, but they're going to be your old timers for that.
Right.
Like my dad, I've seen my dad and Jeff Matthews battling point, and like '98.
Yeah.
And my dad blew a motor and helped Jeff brought a motor for him, And then Dad, he's running that race, and it comes to towards the end, and he let it up a little. Had a chance to pass Jeff, but he's like, this is his motor, just right here, he's still good on point. And he didn't realize that was a makeup Budweiser race.
Oh shit.
He never even, because they ran double features that night. He didn't know what it was. And it was the first one.
Mhm.
And he's like, that was a $700, not passing it. He goes, but who knows? I think it would have been great for him to beat him, and then Jeff tear it down and be legal. That would have been a hell of a story, there. But he didn't. They were great friends. When Jeff got started, he asked Dad, went to him for help, struggling, and what better ask that guy. And I encourage people that are slow. Listen to the faster guy. I promise they want to make you a little faster.
The straighter you are, the easier to pass.
They want to make you a little faster.
Here's the problem. Half the time you tell them exactly what you're doing, they're going to think you're lying to them.
Yeah. Well, they can go do it and it don't work on their car. So many of these cars are different.
Right.
So many of them are different. And I'm hoping with us, like with Kyle and Brad and Brian and me, they're all fights. And hopefully we can collaborate a little more and figure it
I
out.
don't know, man. That 05 might kick y'all's ass.
Hey, man, that's a racing fight. Everybody knows. Street stock, they are fast. It's a tough fight. I mean, look, you got some of the legends that we watched growing up in it. Like, it's lacerate for people like Timmy.
Right.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's tough to beat Tim Gay and Jeff Rogers.
I watched him, man. Him and my dad raced hard. I mean, a bunch of times. He and his brother Terry back then. Yeah, they raced.
Right.
And that's kind of what me and keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Remembering how that was.
Yeah.
That was awesome. I think I said over at the other radio, how cool would it be to interview my grandpa?
Yeah.
Just because of the stories he had,
Oh, dude, when we did the Father's Day thing, we had to really cut them short because them old guys could talk forever. Go on about stories, and Josh's dad helped 10 million people, and he can tell you 10 million different stories. And my dad can go on about BS, and it's insane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we're getting close here. You got any sponsors you want to shout out?
Man, I gotta thank my mom, mainly. Like just the race down at Henry, she poured a bunch of it. I had other sponsors, and, cousins and fans,
Yeah.
It was cool for all them to come together for that. I like to thank all them. I don't think I've got to talk since.
Right.
And then Billy, signed for he's on my car. Short notice. I think I took this rap. I had told him a date, and I was wrong by 2 weeks. And I called him and I didn't notice it till the week of, and I'm like, oh man, I missed this.
Yeah. By the way, I need
this. And he had it done. I mean, and I liked it. I didn't even tell him what to do. He showed up, measured it, and it's done. And I don't pay nothing to do my shop.
Right.
I don't want to pay, but he does that for me.
He's not going to take it.
No, but I appreciate it, man. He's always there. Like we said at Saturday, we collaborate with him, throw stuff off each other, and I don't think that works. We don't sit there and be like, oh yeah, try it, and then we lose a whole week of trying something dumb.
Right.
And you thought it was gonna work, and then if you had that guy to tell you,
hey man,
that ain't gonna work.
That's it. Yeah.
That's a big plus with them. My dad, he helps me out. The wisdom of you can't go wrong.
Listen, we can think they're wrong and they're always right.
Yeah, he got mad at me. I needed a hood out of steel, and couldn't find no steel, and he wanted to cut a roof out of a van and make a hood. And I'm like, oh man, that's gonna be so. And I could tell he got mad at me. Well, it finally come down to where I had to have a hood. And I couldn't come up with nothing myself that was steel. And I had to break down and go, hey man, you wanna?
Hey Dad, come on,
Man, he built a hood out of a minivan roof, and it was cool. It had the ribs in it. It looked cool for the thing. You could never know it was a minivan. And but just his knowledge and everything, he tells you to do something too, and it's kind of then later down the road you have to try it.
Yeah.
Something and it worked, and you gotta tell him, hey, man.
The hardest thing to admit.
So my daddy.
The hard thing for me is that you try something, God dang, he was right.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell him he was right.
Yeah.
Because he's going to gloat about it.
Yeah. He does that with all of us. Every one of us. He'll tell us something the guy told.
Mm-hmm.
And but I think him, a lot of people in that this support. And then I always think the haters.
Without them, dude.
You don't have the fans without the haters. Because the fans hate the haters.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win. Please hate.
Oh, love it. You got it.
I'm pretty sure it's a bunch of it.
Oh, there's plenty. They don't like me. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Certain places I go, they don't like me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you gotta be
Show up
careful.
to watch though. That's all that matters.
Hey, they showed up. They're booing for me. That's all that matters.
I love that, man. When you get out of the car in victory lane and there's a
Boo.
significant boo, it's like
Yes.
you just wave at it. Yeah.
So that's all you got.
Yeah. I mean,
You gonna race sports zone anymore?
I probably won't unless I'm asked to drive. And then I probably would.
Okay.
I'd drive anything if I was asked to drive it, but to own one, I still kind of own it. I don't think I ever build it to drive it. I build it to sell it, but a set of tires or something.
Yeah.
What would it take to make you want to jump back in? Like a big purse, a special event,
A big
memorial?
Memorial, like the Gene Slaughter Memorial. I won the first time they had it. I was kind of a gladiator, but I won it. And like I said there in the big lane, that any racer out there, no matter what they race, this is one you want.
What's a decent pot you would race for in a gladiator?
$25.
A decent. It's hard to say because they get 150 to win on a regular.
What $300 make cars come out?
Yeah. If you put a $300 purse, you're gonna be cutting the field. No doubt. You run a dead on 300 every night. That you're gonna cut the field by the end of the season.
Will Bowman come out?
I already build one. I mean, that's more than we make in the Warriors. I mean, I like the money races. I like trophy sets.
Oh,
I mean,
dude,
they
I
make
love
me
the checks.
drive so much harder.
I don't care about the money. I care about the
That
checks.
trophy check.
So,
I got the 2,600 down at Henry. That was nice. I
proud
got two
moment.
from Bubba. I got the Gene Slaughter Memorial. And they make you drive. I got the Rocky July. Almost every trophy check that I've raced before, I've won almost all.
It's like here's $1,000. Give me the trophy check.
Yeah, I love it.
So, well,
I'm pretty much like I wanted to go to Ocala. Right now I don't have any sponsors really. It's me, my mom, dad, and that's about it. You know,
this man needs sponsors.
our car's even blank. We did that for sponsors this year.
Right.
Because I put my dad's garage and them on there. Put them smaller this year. Well, normally we put them on there, and the whole car's good. And if you're someone looking to sponsor someone, most of the time you're looking for someone without a sponsor.
Yeah.
You want the recognition. And we got a bunch of just us on there.
Yeah.
So we went a little different. Did nothing on it.
That's the hardest thing too. You got all these, people you've had for a couple of years, and it's like, listen, well, yeah, you're my cousin, man. Like, yeah, thanks for the money, bro, but I gotta get someone that's gonna, throw some money over
We
here.
put the main ones on there. We didn't do them real big, which everybody was okay with. Like we get Brian Grabbage, PL sometime. I think him. Brad even. I mean, if it wasn't for Brad, I probably wouldn't honestly have kept racing.
Right.
When I got down, I was done. I was selling everything else up. And he bought the car I have now back for a few $100. And, we got running. So I definitely wouldn't have been in it.
Thank you. You got anything, bro?
I don't think that's all we got.
You got anything? Ain't got shit.
Does he ever have anything?
Dude, he just sits over here and looks pretty.
There's gonna be one day he's gonna have a great question, and everybody's just gonna fall over.
We're like, oh my God, what?
We're gonna pick up.
It took you 12 episodes to do this?
Like, what did Zach just say?
I gained 15 viewers right off.
Well,
Big job.
Daniel, we'd like to thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it, man. I love doing these things. I've done a few for Billy, done a few for the Sunshine Racing guys. I love doing them.
Here, we like to talk shit and be real, man. We don't want to beat around the bush.
I try to be out there everywhere, If you know me, you know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, good.
Yeah, really ain't been a whole lot going on. I mean, we went up to Bubba's. I was helping that Mod Light out. And I made the wrong choice.
Stephen Hallball.
No, actually, we've got one that I thought about. I wasn't sure if I wanted to bring up or not. No, so
Stephen Hallball. All right.
so the mini sprints.
Okay.
Checker flag comes out, and Jesse Foster lets off the gas because the race is over. Well, the guy behind him didn't, and ran him over, and that guy went up in the wall and went up, flipped over after the checkered flag. I don't know who he was, but he's a cop.
He's our cop. Dude, these guys with wings are just cops.
I don't know. I always, run it out. Carrier on.
I like to wait till the back stretch.
Yeah.
Drive it to the back stretch and then let off. Unless the car in front of me is checking up.
All right, I'm gonna say this and we'll close this out.
I've been on both ends, letting up early, let someone hit me, and
I raced asphalt a couple times, and this guy just checkered, boom, on the brakes. I'm like, dude, that's how you die.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta drive the thing to the back straightaway.
Well, not to mention the insurance lap that has cost people they see the white flag and they think it's the checker and they let out and they lost the race.
You're scared if you take an extra lap, you might get your fast time taken away.
Done that at Henry. Was come up on the field and I could see second place, so I'm just riding behind them, and I'm pretty sure I took the white with them, and come around took the checkered. I let up. Next thing you know, I'm racing to the one. And come around and caught me.
Oh my
That's
God!
how much I let up.
So
Finished second.
we gotta thank our sponsors again. We gotta thank Megan with the freshies. Hit us up. We are going to sell them, right? We're gonna sell them.
Smell pretty good.
We got some race fuel. Smells like some 110. We got to thank RCP America. We got ATC, Steve Brindle. We got to thank Brad Lamford from United Reynolds and Barstow Motorsports. Well, that's it. That's all I got. Oh, Candace Keeley, sorry. That's why he's here. Remind me.
Well, hey, I didn't know maybe we had a fallout. I didn't know we had a sponsor to drop off for a week.
So, and this is what? This is wild. It's Wild Hair Carl.
Which is nice.